Fantasia being one of the people where I'm up there.
From American Idol?
Yeah, but she's Broadway and she's Color Purple and she's a big star now.
I don't see Color, but
you ever seen The Color Purple? Or are you saying 'cause she's black? Which one are you saying? I really don't know.
It's a choose your own adventure joke.
Okay, let's say you don't know that she's black. With a name like Fantasia, she's black or she's Mickey Mouse, sweetheart. Anyway, they are not enjoying me.
We'll be right back.
Hey, it's Herbert. And you're listening to the About Last Night podcast, you slippery little son of a bitch. About last night.
Guys, welcome back to the show. Rick Glassman is here. Rick, I want to get into something right away. Welcome back to the show. Your haircut looks great.
Thanks.
It's covering a blemish that you said.
It's right here.
You said,
it's not covering
and I said, let's pop it live on air. And you said, leave it. It's part of who I am.
Yeah.
Now, do you think 7th grade Rick, if he woke up with a giant goiter slash.
This is a pimple.
Just cock-sized zit.
It's not that bad.
This is fine. 7th grade, we all had cock-sized zits. And you woke up, and I remember my sister, Natalie, shout out, she goes, let me cover that with some makeup. Made it worse. To this day, I think she did it on purpose. Let's
get her on the phone.
I think the zit just was it somehow like powered through the makeup and was just like defiant. And I went to school anyway.
Good enough at makeup, though.
She was in beauty school at the time.
She hadn't graduated.
She went. It was online.
She graduated.
She didn't. It was online. I'm trying to think of a joke. The name of the school.
Oh, the Booby Factory.
We'll leave it in. And she, anyway, but that's fine. Have you had a zit ever in your life where you're like, I'm not going to school, I'm not going on stage, I'm not jerking off?
Yes, and I remember. I was in 8th or 9th grade. And I had a pimple that was really bad, and
How bad was it?
It was so bad that when my mom drove me to school, and I was getting out, I said to my mom, "I'm so embarrassed. I was getting out already. I'm so embarrassed about this pimple." She goes, "I understand." I said, "I don't want to go to school." She said, "Get back in the car," and my mom let me take the day off. And then the next day, I don't remember what happened. I don't remember, but I do remember my mom let me get off school because it happened one time. The next time I can remember a pimple that I was embarrassed about was the first time Nikki Glazer came on the Take Your Shoes Off podcast. It was, my guess is 2021, and it was a pimple that was on my lip where
those are the worst.
Yeah. I feel like people might think it's a cold sore. You know, people that don't know enough about them.
Isn't a pimple on the lip a cold sore?
No, a cold sore is herpes. A pimple is a pimple.
What is a herpes inside the mouth? A cold sore.
What do you mean?
If you have a herpes inside your mouth.
But you can have a herpes, you have it on your lip, HSV1 or 2. I don't know. Whatever one it is, you can get them on your lip. I had a pimple that I was afraid people might think it looks like that, which, whatever. I don't have that, and I felt embarrassed that people would think I did. That's just, whatever. But I put a Band-Aid on my lip, and the Band-Aid was skin color. And
kids knew.
I even said it on the thing, like I have this pimple and I'm embarrassed about it. I want to cover it, but
prove it. You sure it's not a herpes? That's what I would have said.
Yeah, Nikki didn't do that. And
who's Nikki?
Glazer. Were you listening? It was while Nikki was on my podcast.
Gotcha. Missed that part.
And when you watch that episode, you can't really tell because
skin colored Band-Aid.
Yeah, it just looks like I have no lip. It looks like I have no upper lip.
But that's better than having a herpes.
I don't know. Would you rather have, if you had, you have an option. You either have lips with a herpes on it every now and then, or no lip. Because if you have herpes lip, you could still cut the lip off and then it's gone. But why would you? How many people are like, I got rid of my lip. I get herpes when I get anxious.
Yeah, I'd probably go with the occasional herpes.
Do you have pre-roll commercials?
Yeah.
We'll be right back. And we're back. So that mattress seems really comfortable.
Bro, ghost bed. Love them.
Is that who you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oof. Listen, that's fine.
You fuck with Helix.
I mean, I fuck on Helix. I also fall asleep on Helix. And let me tell you something. How tall was I before I started sleeping on that mattress? Do you remember?
Okay. Okay.
All right. Same height. I wasn't.
You got a dog. Since last time you've been on the
Did I?
podcast.
Alvin.
Oops. Somebody
buddy.
likes
Come here, Bubs.
the host more. Nope. Alvin. Nice. Now, what is with the vest? Is he emotional support dog?
I mean,
All dogs are.
yeah. So then yes, because of that.
Come here, bud.
The vest is because he gets really excited when you walk him and he runs, and I don't want it to go on his neck.
Yeah. Good call.
Does
he have any fucking manners? No. Does he
Oh, I was about to beat your ass.
does he like other dogs?
Oh yeah. Well, case in point.
Look at that. Whoa.
Woof, woof much?
The first
Send
ever
it to me. We'll animate
coconut. Whoa.
Oh. What are you saying, whoa, too?
He was probably jumping for joy because his ghost bed mattress just arrived.
What do you like so much about that mattress? And do you sleep on one? Do you sleep on one?
Not only do I sleep on one, sleep on one. I want to be put to rest on one.
Well,
Not
don't
to
you every
die.
night?
Not to
Yeah,
die.
Sure.
To rest.
Yeah, of course.
I want to wake up feeling my best. Almost like a ghost came inside my body. Not came in me, but came inside my body.
Went in you? So even more
Went
went in you.
And relaxed me so much.
Wow.
And I feel like that when I get up from a ghost bed. I don't have the aches and pains that normal mattresses, Helix, will provide. There's things about a ghost bed that you don't get from other mattresses, and that's why I love them. Hey man, just making small talk.
So
Rick?
I'll go. So it's funny that you say that because you're sleeping on a whatever it's called. I'm sleeping on a Helix, and I feel great, wide awake. Don't really need anything to wake me up. What do you got there?
Diet Dr. Pepper,
Oh, really?
caffeine free.
Okay. I gotta try that bed.
Let me ask you something. Why'd you get a dog?
Couple reasons, and I know them. In no particular order. I would go days without leaving my house. Sometimes, when I had shows, I would leave. If I do 3, maybe 4 shows at most in a week in LA, so I would go 3 days without leaving my house, and sometimes I would maybe go close to a week because during when it's daytime, because I would just leave for a show. Then it's depressing, and you need to get sunlight. So one of the reasons was I want a reason to get outside.
It is tough, though. I just want to quickly say, it's not just our business; it's life in general. You can find more reasons to stay inside than not.
Especially with my work being either at nighttime or just recording my podcast.
Yes, or editing or whatever.
And food is being delivered.
Yep.
And so I wanted to get out of the house. I get sad. I get lonely. So with that, this helps with loneliness a little bit. It's a companion. It's not a partner, but it's a companion,
How much has it helped with loneliness? If loneliness was like a scale 1 to 10, where were you?
I don't know how. I don't know. I'm not good at that.
Yeah.
When a doctor says, is it sharp pain? Is it a dull pain? How much is it? I go, I don't know, man.
Well, first of all, I'm not a doctor yet, but with all the sleep I'm getting on my ghost bed.
Wait, that's not how you become a doctor.
Yeah.
How long have you been going to medical school? I've just been sleeping great. All right.
Is there something about the? Do you think the I guess everyone's got that. I mean, I get that, and I'm married. But that's more, I guess, maybe on the road, but yeah, when you're by yourself, how do you keep busy if it's not, work?
Yeah. So a lot of it is there's keeping busy and then there's distracting. They're not mutually exclusive, but sometimes I'm just distracting, and that's with TV and movies. I'm rewatching Breaking Bad now.
Wow.
I just rewatched Sopranos for the 4th time.
Still never seen both.
Oh, well, no spoilers.
But I have seen Shanghai Nights twice in the theaters.
I think I saw it once in the theater.
Better the second time.
Shanghai Noon was first, right?
No, Shanghai Nights.
And then Shanghai Noon was second?
Yeah.
How many times did you see that in the theater?
500.
Still the second was best, but you kept going?
Yeah. West Wing is one of your favorite shows. I still would love to watch.
It's
that
not one of my
with you.
favorite shows. It's a fantastic show, but I was just rewatching at the time when you came on because Brent was watching for the first time.
And then you had the great idea for a podcast, a West Wing
Rewatch, but with us, not with the
but
cast.
with us. Well, with the cast eventually, where you have on somebody that's never seen it, someone that's just seen it for the first time, Brent, and someone who's rewatching.
Right, and then Rob Lowe.
Yes.
Rob Lowe has some complicated feelings about the West Wing because
Why?
Because
He got cut out?
Spoiler alert, one of the seasons he ended up leaving the show.
No.
Yeah, and apparently they were giving people raises, but they wouldn't give him one. And he's like, I'm gonna leave. And they're like, okay.
He's like, I'm on night. He's like, you know, I'm going to host The Floor coming up.
Is that a show that he's hosting?
Fox. Rob Lowe does everything.
Yeah. Not as well, or not as everything as Ryan Seacrest. Would you agree?
Oof. Well, Seacrest is the ultimate host.
There's none better. Him and Andy Kozel. I've been saying it for weeks.
For real.
Andy's a good host.
And he is a good host.
And he's a host. He's good.
He's a good host at a show, and he's also a good host at a party.
Yeah, he's
a good first guy to see at a party, right?
I remember when I first, not when I first met him, but like back in phase one of this stuff, you know. So when would that be? Of like us all meeting each other, like around the 2010s, you know,
Yeah.
like we've known each other for a few years. It's still like phase one of our relationship.
Wow, it's almost 15 years I've known you.
I think I met you before 2010, maybe 2000. Yeah, 2010.
8, 9, maybe, yeah.
Anyway, people would say that he's the funniest living room comic, which sounds like an insult if you don't know what that means, if you're comparing it to an onstage comic, but it's not to compare. It's just like one of those guys that when you're in a house and he's on a couch, he's going to do well.
Yeah. He's going to crush with your friends that he's never met.
He's going to make a big impression.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's important to have those friends.
Look at this, dude. The way he does this.
Oh, my
so
God.
Sweet.
Are we live switching, Thomas, by the way? Are we live switching? Okay, that's fine.
I also got him because
So cute.
Because my ex has a dog who is so sweet, and he's also a part Chihuahua. So I kind of wanted a part Chihuahua.
He is part Chihuahua.
His dad is a pug, and his mom is Jewish. Chihuahua too.
What instant laughter? Wait, what type of laughter would you want after that?
I think what I like.
Whoa!
I'd like this episode to come out twice. I have it come out first time. Have people recording themselves listening to it, and just whatever real laughs they get, we'll put it in later.
Okay.
Not a bad idea.
Not a great idea.
You said not a great idea?
Yeah. But not a bad idea.
A podcast called Live Studio Audience Kinda, and it's just for Patreon. And you have all the Patreon members record themselves listening the entire time, and then they send it to us, and we like pick some of the reactions to put in for the YouTube.
Yes. Down. I'd love to do a a live improvised sitcom. So get a studio
Undateable.
audience. Improvised. That was scripted. How many things were improvised?
For the West Coast show, a lot of it.
Whoa, that's
Yeah.
wild.
And it got canceled. It got canceled.
Did the Backstreet Boys improvise?
It got canceled.
Oh,
A few years after the show got
Bill
canceled.
Lawrence is fine.
Yeah, he's fine. The Backstreet Boys, did they improvise?
Because weren't they on Undateable?
Yeah, they were. But I don't think they did because it was a song. They only did a song, and I had heard those lyrics before.
Want to see an impression?
Yeah.
This is the Backstreet Boys in a film, right? And they're all ad-libbing. And I'm the director.
And the Backstreet Boys.
No, you can be the Backstreet Boys. Ready? I'll be the director of the film. So start ad-libbing.
Yep. Don't want you back.
No, it's just a movie. You guys are like in a cafeteria.
Yep.
You're all high school kids.
I don't want you back because you're no good for me. I know. Whoa, whoa.
Go, cut. Guys. So everyone loves you here. We appreciate this. We've got maybe 45 minutes to get the scene. What you're doing is not on the page. Just do what's on the page. Without being a dick. Nobody wants it that way. And action.
Stephanie. Yeah, I like that impression.
Okay, great.
We'll edit out the laughters later.
Send this to Lorne Michaels. If you had to audition for SNL tonight and you had to pick one celebrity to impersonate with, and it had to be Brad Garrett,
I'll do it.
Michelle Obama,
I don't
or
need
Donald
to do a
Trump.
third one. Okay, so reset this up again for me.
If Lorne Michaels goes, I want you to audition for SNL tonight, but I need a tape. Have to do one of these impressions.
Oh, an impression of them. I think I meant with them.
Brad Garrett, Michelle Obama, or Donald Trump. Do one, make it great, and we'll see.
Donald Trump.
Okay. Let me give you a scene. Donald Trump at Subway ordering a sandwich.
This is the best sandwich I've ever had. I like it.
Not bad. Not bad.
Let me do Trump now. That was Michelle Obama. I don't know what's going on here. I don't think so. What? These pickles are making me thirsty.
Oh, woo. And he's got a catchphrase.
Now I'll do Brad Garrett. Well, you do Brad Garrett. You know him better.
Tracy, give me my car keys. Tracy.
It's good. Was that Ray Romano?
No, here's Ray Romano telling Brad Garrett to put down the toilet seat.
I don't like that.
Raymond.
And scene. Guys, can we get another suggestion from the audience?
No. Okay.
Okay.
That's actually a fun idea for a show, where you know that restaurant where people call everybody the F
Did
word.
you say restaurant? It sounded like you said.
Open a restaurant with boobs, and name it restaurant and have them have wings and stuff. Nobody's had this idea.
Bro, this is a great idea. It's like Hooters.
Oh fuck! I forgot about Hooters.
Yeah, but Alvin, lick my neck if you like this better. Already have done it if you like that idea.
Oh, good.
What does your shirt say?
It doesn't say anything. This is a picture.
Guy on a date who's fucking trying to get out of the date.
Girl on a date with big tits. You have my attention.
Do you want to invest in restaurant? Oh, I'm sorry. It's just an idea I had.
Yeah. But thanks for asking about my dog.
I wanted to ask you. You know, it's been a minute since I've seen you. It's been a minute since you your show has come out. You're on the Nobody Wants This show.
I have this tiny little part.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You're on it. You're on Netflix. Drop the balloons.
Okay.
God, if you had balloons.
That's what's great about my podcast. I would have said, "Hey Tom, I'm sorry, man, but for the first 9 minutes, I need you to just put balloons in my hands."
Plug your podcast. Do you have a favorite guest that you've talked to in the last 2 months that you were like, wow, I can't believe they're in my fucking house?
Well, I don't like to speak in favorites because I just don't.
Everyone's a different energy.
But I will say one that I like a lot that I told you she came on. Sarah
Nicole
Rafferty
Richie?
from Suits. And we called Patrick. She called Patrick.
Yep.
And it's a buddy of yours. He's
Yep.
been on the About Last Night podcast. You get
Yep.
it where you get all your podcasts at aboutlastnight.com.
Did he pick up?
He didn't at first, but then he called back.
Awesome.
And you know what he said to her?
What?
She told me first, and he confirmed that when she told him that he was coming on my podcast, he's like, "That's like one of the cool kid podcasts." I'm like,
Cool.
You know about my podcast?
Of course he does. He's privy. He's privy to it all.
Pretty cool.
Suits
I'm
is-
a big Suits fan. And Donna, the character Sarah plays, is like everyone loves Donna. That's like part of her character.
Yeah.
She's just, when you meet her in person, better than Donna.
Wow.
Which is insane, dude.
Wow.
She's so lovely and sweet. And you know what? Shout out to the Sidebar podcast with Sarah Rafferty and Patrick J. Adams, where you could get that. They're audio only. I'm trying to tell them, get on YouTube.
When he was here, he was telling me he was thinking about starting it. And I don't want to say I gave him the push,
Good.
but it was a hefty nudge.
Well,
He was like, I think we're going to do it. And I was like, dude, New Girl, Office, people like, and this, by the way, this is when Suits was in its comeback phase on Netflix, where I'm like, bro, like 2 days prior, and he's like, I think we might do a podcast. I go, they just dropped these numbers that said it's the most watched show on Netflix in the last
billion years.
yeah. So, tomato,
Since
tomato.
Amoebas.
Huh?
Since Amoebas.
The record store.
Well, I was saying a billion years ago that amoebas had a podcast.
Oh yeah, I remember amoebas. The little you looked at them in a microscope in science class.
I don't remember if I did that, but
Did you ever dissect an animal in science class?
we had to dissect a frog and their gonads.
Fuck. Were they alive?
Starfish gonads and a frog. They were when I was done with them. That's how I became a doctor. You slept. I just recovered this frog was dead in formaldehyde. And I'm like, what if we do, ram it? Honest to goodness. That's why I ended up becoming a comedian.
Would you make jokes during science class?
I don't remember.
Fuck. We were dissecting it, and I got partnered with a girl that was terrified. And we had a pin through the frog's asshole and lip. And as she was cutting him open, and she already was just
that holds it down or
yeah,
something?
Yeah. It's already dead. You don't got to hold it down. But
then what's the pin in his asshole?
just because it's still it's still floppity boppity. It's still
Wait, it's alive?
It's dead. No, it's a dead frog, but it's floppity. And you want to hold it down so that you can like carefully and make the incision to cut it open and do whatever you're gonna do. Eat the insides. So she's terrified, and I put a pin through the lip, and she was like cutting it open, and all of a sudden I picked the back of his head and made him sit up, and I go
like a puppet.
Yeah, and I went like that, and I went,
hello, my honey. Hello, my baby. Hello, my ragtime girl. I'm sorry,
wish.
but that was where
where it should have gone.
Yeah,
but
I'm
I
sorry.
had him act like he
It was hurting.
I go, what the fuck are you doing? She dropped the knife, gagged, and ran out of the room. And Mrs. Bryan, R.I.P. I think she was 85, and this was 1995. So, R.I.P. Right?
I think just 29 years later.
But also, who fucking knows? She could still be with us.
114 years old.
Wow.
Today.
She's telling like this, Mrs. Bryan, Ray out in the hall. Does anyone know of any type of fun guys? We're looking at fun guys. We're trying to talk about fun guys today. Anyone know any type of fun guys? Ray? I'm a pretty fun guy, Mrs. Bryan. Ray out in the hall.
Oh, because she was talking about fungus.
Yeah.
But you pronounce it fun guys?
Yeah.
Well, then
Saw
I
an
can
opportunity.
I can understand that.
Yeah, what am I going to not? I'm sitting there going like.
You got thrown on the hall just for saying you're a fun guy. I don't
Yeah.
buy that.
1,000% true, dude.
I was in
class
something else
clown.
earlier that day.
I hit her car. I fucked her husband.
And she's just like, I need one more thing to send this guy into the hall. This is not a fun guy.
Did you have a favorite class growing up? Silent reading, PE, chef school.
I want to tell you a story about the Nobody Wants This, the Netflix show.
I'd love to hear all about it. You're friends with Kristen Bell. You're friends with Jackie Tone. You're on Netflix. You played basketball with Adrian Brody. Or Adam Brody. Boy, how often does this happen? Marry, fuck, kill. Adrian Brody, Adam Brody.
Fuck.
Fuck, what if you just go fuck both of them?
Yeah. I don't want. I'd
Both
rather
hot.
I'd rather fuck both of them than do the other two.
All right, how about this? Which one would you cast in a Holocaust movie?
Well, Adrian Brody's is whatever one is. Which one is it? Which one is
The pianist.
Yeah, Adrian. 'Cause
Never
he gets
saw
real
it.
skinny.
What is it about?
It's just about the skinny penis who survived the Holocaust.
Cool. Story?
So, I got asked if I want to do this. Do I want to play a Jew playing basketball? And I found out I was on my way home to Cleveland. Am I boring you?
No. Just checking the time.
You want me to?
What?
Bore you?
After the story.
Okay. So I'm flying home. Am I boring you? No, I was just seeing how much longer we have to go. I mean, Jesus Christ.
No. I do it all the time. Where's Alvin? Dude.
Alvin.
That's.
Oh, he's right under you.
Oh,
Hi,
my
sweet
God.
boy.
Yo, he's protecting me
I don't know if
from
he's-
your shitty story. Keep it in. Go ahead. Please.
Okay.
That was really
Please.
sweet.
Yeah, he's a little boy. So I'm on the plane, and they say, "Hey, do you want to do this?" And
Cool text. Cool call.
yeah,
Email?
text. I don't remember. Text or email.
From who?
My manager, and I'm flying home on. I'm making this up, give or take a day, but I'm flying home on Saturday, and it films on Monday, and I'm like, I mean, of course I would do it if I was in town, but it's a very, very small role. It's a day,
Yeah.
and so I asked Kristen, and I'm like, because the pay's not great, you know? And I'm like, should I, like, is this a thing that is what it just seems, or is this like a fun, cool thing? And she's like, well, excuse me.
Whoa.
And I'm like, Kristen, you okay? And, and that's when I realized I should do it. And
Because she only throws up when she's excited.
yes. And then she explained more what it was and like
Food poisoning.
yeah. And
Did she say like this is something you should do?
no, she's like, we would love to have you. I understand why you wouldn't want to do it, but the show seems really cool and it establishes your character in case it comes back for another season.
Which it is.
Yeah, and I also still like didn't and don't anticipate coming back for anything. But my thought was this: is I knew that it was the ensemble was there, so like it was like those are fun days. Like when everyone is there and we're just doing stuff. Those are fun days.
Yeah.
And Kristen and Jackie are both gonna be there, and that's fun to work with them. And hi, bud. And I went back and forth for a little bit, but ultimately I'm like, why not? There's some other stuff that I feel like maybe I don't say. I don't think it really matters, but there was some like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think it matters, but it wasn't put in the contract, so doesn't matter.
Sure.
But it was like, oh, okay, I'll do it. And I went back, and it ended up being 4 days instead of 1. But it was like tons of background work, which is fine to do.
You've done that.
But I like doing it. I started doing it, and I still ask my friends if I could do it. In fact, Glenn Howerton, who did my pod and you came on, that was such a fun episode.
So fun.
He told me that they just started going. They just went back to Always Sunny. He goes, you got to come back, come over and like hang out and check it out, which is one of my favorite shows. It's
Holy
insane.
shit.
And I'm like, yeah, I would love to. And
Where
I
do
would
they shoot that?
in town. I don't know.
Here.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like I remember when I first did it. It was Hollywood Center Studios or somewhere downtown, but that was 12, 14 years
Wait,
ago.
you were background on it?
Yeah, so I did background, and when he came on my podcast, I showed him multiple clips of me doing background, and one of them, he's like, I remember that was, you're so big. And it was so fun having him on the podcast.
Wow.
So he's like, come by. And I'm like, yeah, I would love to do background again. Like 15 years later, I have a few different background scenes and then to do it. But anyway, when I agreed to come back to do that Netflix show, there were other things I then had set up to do. I'm like, all right, I'm going to be there for a few days. I set up all these other things,
Cool,
including an appointment for something for my shoulder and blah, 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 blah. So when I got there, I found out that they need me all the days I'm there. So not only am I in background for a few days, which whatever, that's not what I agreed to. I wouldn't have flown home for it. I also couldn't do the things I wanted.
Yeah.
Not a big deal, but I say that's relevant to my mindset. So then I go in and I'm like, I go into the wardrobe and I'm me, right? I'm me. I want to wear what I want to wear. I don't mean like outfit wise. I mean, there's like they asked if I would bring basketball shoes.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, but they're indoor only shoes. So if I'm going to have to be outside with some of this, then you guys got to supply me shoes. And they were like, it's a season 1 show on a streaming show, and I'm a day player that's coming in.
Yeah, they're like,
and they get this, and they want me to wear a jersey, and I'm like, I like to have an undershirt. This has nothing to do with television and looks. This has to do with when I play basketball. Yeah. I don't like. I mean, I'll wear a white anything underneath.
It's a comfy thing.
Yes.
Was your player supposed to be good? Your part? Your role?
We were all supposed to just be Jewish basketball players. It didn't say bad or good, so I'm assuming not great.
Yeah.
Which is, they're perpetuating something that just ain't so.
Yeah. There's a lot of great Jewish basketball players.
Yeah. Me.
Rick Glassman, Jordan Farmar, Adam Ray, Andrew Santino.
Stefan Urkel, when he transferred, if I'm not mistaken, you would know better than me, but wasn't he Jewish?
I think Jaleel converted.
Yeah, I'm saying Stefan did.
Jafan was Jewish.
Yeah. So but like I bring this up because I'm in the mindset of, I have two things. I have this mindset that I'm about to explain, and now I also have a little extra awareness that I wouldn't have had if, however many years ago.
Right.
And I'm aware of both of these things, and I'm still choosing, even though I'm aware of like, I'm just a day player, come on in, do your thing. I'm aware that that's what exists. I'm like, so I go in and I could already feel like I'm in the wardrobe trailer. I haven't done that many guest stars. I've done 3 shows. I was a lead on all of them. I say that only because there's a certain energy when you're one of the main people. You meet these people, a month before you start working, not the day you're working.
Bro, mostly what I've done is guest stars. So what an interesting dynamic of just like what you're talking about. Like when you come on and You're there for a day or 3 days and yeah, you're more.
And you're very small potatoes.
Yeah, and you kind of want to be.
relatively.
Yeah, you want to be out of the way, but crush your job, make an impact. I think still be. You want to be fun and show them that like, oh man, like maybe we should try to bring that
Sure.
person. You want to add. You don't want to take away.
Yeah. So I'm aware of that. That's what I'm saying. I'm aware of. But also, like, I'm also aware of like everybody is just a person, right? And people are doing their job, and there's some things where it's like, hey, I don't want to get in the way of your job. Hey, you need me to do this. This is such a small thing. I don't want to waste your time.
Yeah.
And then there's some things where I believe you need me to do something. And
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I've been doing this long enough. You don't need me to wear. You don't need me to not be wearing an undershirt.
It's like when a comedy club owner goes, "Can you get to the show at 7?" You're like, "I'm headlining. I'm not on until 8:15." They go, because the show starts at 7:30. They go, "It'd make me more comfortable if you were here at 7." You go, "I don't need to be."
And then you get to choose. It makes them comfortable. I'm not doing anything. I'll go.
Yeah.
Or, hey, I have this thing. I can't. Listen, I'll get there. I'll get there when the host goes up.
Totally.
Whatever
Find a
it might be.
balance. Yeah.
Now, what I'm saying, I don't mean to say like anyone was doing anything bad or mean. Everything was great. I'm just saying these people don't know who I am. Not that I'm somebody, but like in my head, I am. I'm friends with the cast. In a world, I really believe I'm doing the show a favor.
Whoa.
I do. I don't mean they owe me. I think that I think we both are.
They offered it to you.
Yeah. But like I think my manager's still submitting me for it. I don't know exactly what happened, but it wasn't like I don't feel like you guys are lucky to have me, but I also I do feel that. I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
But it's not just you guys are lucky to have me. I also feel that that the show is providing me value too. Like
Oh yeah.
most jobs, especially our first jobs, it's like, wow, thank you. I would do this for free.
Yes.
This, it's like, hey, you're not going to find anyone who's better coming in, doing a line and playing basketball and being Jewish than me. So
Yeah. I mean, there's a rabbi that I met once that is, but he's not good at basketball, and he's 75. So that yeah. So
well, then,
you.
yeah.
So yeah, you. Today's episode of the About Last Night podcast is brought to you by PrizePicks. Guys, you can now win up to 100 times your money on PrizePicks with as little as 4 correct picks. PrizePicks, you've heard of them. They're the best way to get action on sports in over 30 states, including California, here we come, Florida, Georgia, and Texas, where Ted Cruz lives. PrizePicks is the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy so that your lineups stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. Obviously, that's a part of the game. It happens all the time. Something's flew into my mouth. See, what if I just swallowed that and fucking I couldn't do the podcast? Somebody would replace me. If your player leaves in the first half and doesn't return, PrizePicks keeps your lineup live. Incredible. PrizePicks is the best place to get real money sports action. Join over 10 million users. Over 10 million people are on PrizePicks. Be 10 million and one and sign up today. PrizePicks invented the flex play. Do you know what that is? It means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. Okay? Do you want to play PrizePicks alongside Drewski, Joe Budden, and MMA champ Sean O'Malley? Well, you can, man. Okay? You can find community plays under the promos tab of the app. Okay? Get the PrizePicks app. You got to have that. View the entries from some of the biggest names in PrizePicks community each week. PrizePicks, what I love about them personally, they put the members first. Okay? The people that are on the app, that are engaged and using it consistently. The withdrawals are fast and safe and secure. Okay, I'm never stressing about that. Never wondering where my money's going or where it went. Okay, when my picks hit, I can get my money in as quick as 15 minutes. Okay, that's so fast. That's how you want it. You pick it, you get your prize. So sign up today, right now, okay, and get $50 instantly when you play $5. Wow. Say that again, Adam. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. PrizePicks also offers weekly promotions that can lead to big payouts like Taco Tuesday, okay? Each Tuesday, PrizePicks discounts select player projections up to 25% to provide even more value to your lineups. So look, this week on PrizePicks, I'm looking at the football board, and I'm selecting Justin Jefferson. Okay, my boy Sam Darnold is tossing to him for more than 83.5 receiving yards, and Patrick Mahomes for less than 267.5 passing yards. Tyreek Hill for more than 97.5 receiving yards, and Saquon Barkley for more than 67.5 rush yards. That's what I'm doing. I hope you're on board. Download the app today, PrizePicks. Get the app and use promo code ALN to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5. Say that again. I will, because it's so crazy. Download the app PrizePicks, get it on your phone, and use the promo code ALN to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5. PrizePicks, run your game. They'll have a bunch of explosions. What's that? We can't afford that? Okay. So just use what I said. Okay.
So again, I say this with what's the word I'm looking for?
Grain of salt.
No, I'm being
Facetious.
No, I'm being honest. I'm being honest with feelings that, like, I can imagine this isn't something you need to share with people, but I'm not ashamed of it. I'm just like coming in. I guess you could call it confidence.
Sure.
But with that, there's also like I have an analogy I want to give you.
I'm all right. Rick, when you were 5, go ahead, please.
I have now, my podcast now, there are people reaching out on behalf of talent. Hey, do you want to get this person, which is very cool. It's getting me cool guests. But what's new about that for me, and I'm going to go back to this story of the Netflix show in a second, but what's new about that for me is I'm used to reaching out to the people and asking, and hey, here's some clips, or here's blah, 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 blah.
Do Donald Trump getting an invite and passing on your podcast.
You do it, because I really know doing impressions well.
Who?
Yeah.
Does he know the Nelk Boys? He's got that dog, right? Maybe we can dance. I'd love to dance. I'd love to listen to music and dance.
Yeah, that was weird. But I want to keep on this.
Keep going.
So now I've been having this experience where people who I'm a fan of come on my podcast, but they know nothing about me and nothing about the podcast.
Oh, gotcha.
So it's like they don't want to be there. Like they're just doing their press runs. They're coming to work as opposed to like, oh this guy seems fun. That's fun.
But then they become fans.
So, some of them, and then some of them, the whole thing just feels so disconnected. I don't want to say who. I told you about. I don't know if you remember, but I told you about one of them, where it's just like
we say we'll bleep it out.
No.
Because you know that I'll bleep out the thing you say after and not the name.
Oh, I'm glad I didn't say it. I had no idea.
Well, you scratched your head. I know who it is.
Yeah, head scratching voice.
Yep.
So, so now some of these people are like, hey, I'm going to come. The publicist is going to come. The manager is going to come. And
That's happened?
Yeah, and I say, I'm sorry, I don't.
Can't allow that.
I don't. Yeah, and they go, okay, but they don't ask me. They tell me, and then I say, that's not what we do. And then they go, okay. And the point I'm making is people think they need something, or we project that somebody needs something. Let me tell you what I need. And if it conflicts, then we'll figure that out. So that's the mindset I have. If they say, Rick, we can't have you have an undershirt because of XYZ, then I'd be like, okay. But I'm not going to be, I'm going to go and say, hey, I want to have an undershirt. I'm not going to be afraid of that, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Small potatoes thing. But as the day goes on, I kind of feel like, I don't know if this is a confidence or this is me. I just feel like, hey, I'm on the show. I'm here today. I'm just as important as everyone else, even though I'm in the background and they're all pushing the narrative.
I mean, and I would say to that, you are and you aren't, right? As important.
Yeah, to the production, I'm not.
Right.
But I'm saying as a
if you're there,
a person
yes.
who's there, and I'm not. I say this with all humility and honesty. I feel that way about everybody on a set, even if I'm first on the call sheet. Everybody there.
I dig that.
I really do feel that way, and that's what's so fun about working on ensemble things because. And I felt this way when I first moved to LA. I played basketball, and I played basketball with, I remember Steve Renazizi was one of the first people I played with where I was like, because I loved the league. I'm like, holy shit, that's the guy from the league. Like, I'm playing with a celebrity.
Wow.
But on the court, we're all the same.
Yeah.
I feel that way when you're making stuff. Like, even if this person is here and I'm here, or whatever the status of the production might be, we're all making this thing together. There's something, we're all related through this show or whatever.
Yes.
I know everybody doesn't feel that way. So now we're playing basketball, okay? And not everybody plays basketball. And I happen to have just been on fire that day. We're just shooting around. I'm like, I'm not missing. And the coordinator of the other team, who's supposed to be the good guys, he's talking to me in a way where I'm probably making this up. And I'm like, he sees me. He knows I'm one of them. Like I had that mindset, right? So when they're choreographing stuff, he's asking me to do this stuff. Anything that's not scripted, that they just need random footage. He's basically saying, could you do this? Could you do this? Could you do this? They're setting up pick and rolls and blah, 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 blah. I'm like helping choreograph stuff, which probably wasn't needed of me, but I took on that role and everybody's listening, so whatever. there's actually a funny video, Kristen, that I saw somebody posted after. I didn't realize they were doing it. They're filming me talking, all of us doing it, and they're being the voice of us. And I watched it, and they're like, "Oh, why don't you stand over here and you do this?" And I was like, I was embarrassed in a way that felt fine. I'm like, "Oh, fucking, that's." You know, Adam Brody, it's his show. He's, and I'm like, and they're like, "Why don't you stand here?" And then I'm going to do this. And I was like, "Yeah."
What was really happening?
I was just telling them how to pick and roll and what we're going to do because they kept passing me the ball after I landed on the spot, which defeats it. I'm like, after the pick, throw it before the roll. That's the whole, so I get there. And so we're just basically doing that stuff.
Were they okay with that?
Yeah, that's why. Could you see that his eyes looking at me right now?
I need a picture of that.
Yeah, they were fine with it. At least that's how I felt, and everyone was having a good enough time. So I'm shooting well, and then there was one scene where they need me to miss a three because I need to miss a three, and they get the rebound and blah 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 blah. And the guy goes, "I need you to miss a three." I'll say, "I'll try," making a joke like I don't think I can miss, but I'll try. And I'm telling you, there was a lot of rehearsal because it's action. So there's multiple cameras, there's choreography. While I'm constantly missing the three, and then there's all the other stuff. So I keep doing it for them to figure all this stuff out. I go 8 for 8 from the 3-point line. And the director yells on the 6th or so. He goes, the director doesn't know me. Okay, I'm a day player. I'm a guy that is just not even
draining threes.
And I'm not supposed to. And he goes, "You need to miss." And I don't know this guy. I'm a day player. And I go, "I got a reputation. I'll do it when the cameras are rolling." Joking. But
Rick.
But that's how I. Now I don't know how that was received.
Anybody laugh? Be honest.
I feel like
It's got to be some crew that know you, and also crew that don't know you that were like, "Holy shit."
I feel like I heard Kristen laugh because I heard her laugh a couple of times, and that gave me enough. Like,
she's got my back.
I wasn't even thinking I need someone's back. It was just
Who's
like,
got your back? I got your back. I got your back.
I love that song. It wasn't until later, there was a moment where I'm joking. Everyone knows I'm joking. And then I realized, I don't know if they do. But still, I'm hitting them, and I don't want to miss now. So I'm making, and also one of the.
Actually, turn the cameras on. I'm going to put this on my reel.
I wanted it. One of the EPs came up to me, and she was talking, but like, "You're really well." I'm like, yeah, thank you. Tell everybody. Like,
there's a picture of me and LeBron James at the free throw line.
I felt like I was there to show everybody how good I'm at basketball, but what I was really there was to tell the small part of this bigger story. So that's the two pieces, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You just figured that out on the drive home or what?
No. So I'm on fire, but they're not, this is warming up. They're not showing any of it. Then they need me to miss. I'm like, okay.
Now you're afraid you have a chance to go 10 for 10.
So then there was a shot where they need me to go and just do a reverse layup. This was off of pick and roll thing. Whatever it was. I don't remember. I just need me to do a reverse layup. We do a couple of takes, but I missed the layup. I legitimately just missed the layup on the first time. We do another take or two, but there was issues. And the AD is talking to the director, and he goes, "I think we could move on." Now, that means they used the second or the third take. I know they aren't using that first take because there was a problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
No, they weren't using the second and the third take. I knew if they were using it, they were using the miss. So I go up into the bleachers, and I say, I said, "Are we able to do one more of these?" He goes, "We got it. It works." And I go, and he's like, "How did you do that with your mouth?" I don't know if that beep is going to come.
We'll hear it. Did you guys hear the train? They can't hear us.
Basically, I was saying I don't want to miss, and he was saying, "We got it. It works." There was a miscommunication. He thought I was saying that shot doesn't work, so he's engaging with me of explaining why and what. And then I realized, it does work for what you want. I just want another take. And I go, and then he goes, "We got it. We're going to move on." I go, "I'll quit right now." Or I said, "I'll get fired over this." He doesn't know me. I'm joking. But I'm like intense, like wanting another take. And in my way of selling, let me do one more real quick. Instead of just saying, "May I please do one more?" which also don't, guy that's there for a day. I go, "I'll get fired over this. I'm not missing every shot I take." And he still goes, "It's okay. We got it." I think he was still letting me know.
He didn't get it.
I don't remember exactly what I said. I do know that I was trying to say I want another one. I was being playful. And I think he was trying to reassure me that don't worry, we got it. And that's where I'm like, oh, okay. That's where I'm like, I'm going to step away now. And I was just like upset, for like a half hour, and I was aware, like, Rick, first of all, it's a character. Second of all, none of this matters. If you make the layup or you don't make the layup, it doesn't matter. Logically, I knew that, but I was emotionally affected and upset. Like, I really was like, it mattered to me, almost like a performance would.
Yes.
And then I was like, oh, this thing that matters to me so much is making me potentially on set with these people. Hey, I'll miss when I want to miss. Let me go again. Cut to the hoop. Cut to the hoop. You know, pass the ball to Broy. Pass.
Kristen, let it go. Let it go. The ball.
Not
you know
the
what?
song.
Hold on to that. Re-recorded. Taylor's version.
I'm getting hot now. It's admitting to this story. I really think everything was fine.
Oh my God.
But
yeah.
I'm getting a little hot and embarrassed because I'm revealing a thing that was a weak spot for me at one point.
I appreciate the honesty. You're in a safe space. And I would tell you if to abort story or also if you were coming off wrong. Because your commitment and your intent always for the comedy of something is always apparent. To me, sometimes it's not. And when things get lost in translation, I will compliment you, are also good at recognizing that.
Usually.
Yeah, but also the way you're telling me that this guy wasn't upset, he just was like not picking up on it, which is on him, or he was, and he just was like, I don't want to engage.
That.
But he was almost
or
like,
he was just not even listening to me. And
No.
just I need to get my shots,
Yep.
which makes the most sense.
Yeah.
I'll also say I walked out of that feeling.
why don't you just ask him?
Were you upset with me?
Furious. Sorry, 1 second. Fast and Furious. Yeah.
Oh, you're directing the new Fast and
Blu-ray.
Furious on Blu-ray?
No, just trying to set up a date night. Yeah. The Ving Rhames one. Vin Diesel, Ving Rhames, Tomato, Ray Romano.
Big
Hello?
difference between the two.
Yeah.
Big difference between Ving Rhames and
The floor
Vince
is yours.
Vaughn. One of them was in I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry. I walked out of that where I feel like I didn't feel any awkward energy from anybody.
Good.
Nice to meet you. I had a good time, blah, 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 blah. But it was like, oh, I'm a guest here. And I guess I'm that way even when I go on other people's podcasts, for better and for worse. Like, we're all in on this thing together.
Yeah. I like look, you're also, I guess there is a hierarchy and a like level of, you're again coming into this thing being like, I'm like you guys. I want the best product here.
Mm-hmm.
But because of, labels, I guess I don't have control and contracts.
Because
to be
I'm
able
just
to,
I'm a co-star, not even a guest star. I don't think.
but that's where I think people don't, I don't want to say like get ahead or make an impression or splash, but like that served you well. And to this point, for better or for worse.
It has in some and in some.
But it's you.
Sure.
And when you're consistently you're consistently through being phony. We'll be right back.
And we're back.
Whoa. But I mean that.
Yeah, I like me, and I like that.
Go on.
I also want to make sure that if in a work environment, if you don't like me,
Kick rocks.
no, it's not because because if you understood my intention, not that intention is everything, it really isn't.
Well, ask Reese Witherspoon and Cruel Intentions.
Okay, later, but I do think intentions matter, and if they're misunderstood, you might misunderstand the person. And I do believe that if you knew my intentions with everything, you'd be like, oh, great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
But so if somebody's upset with me or if I'm wasting somebody's time, I want to at least know that so I could choose to not do that. I still might say, hey, I'm not going to wear my basketball shoes outside.
Right.
Like, that's my boundary, baby.
Yeah.
But like.
Vince Vaughn.
Thank you.
That's my boundary, baby. Come on. Baby.
Yeah.
Take it out.
You can leave it. Okay. But yeah, I do still have this why I was getting hot with you. And something happened the second one of my favorite episodes of Take Your Shoes Off is your second appearance, because your first appearance we came on, and I remember after, like, did we do enough bits? Did we do too many bits? Well, let's do a complete bit one. Let's get stoned. I think that was the first time I got real stoned on my podcast. We both got real stoned.
And that's the You Ain't Real episode.
Yeah.
That was the second episode.
No, it was the second time you came on. It was episode
Right, that's what I
number
meant. Sorry.
42 or 25. I don't know why I'm thinking those two, but whatever it was.
Jackie Robinson and Steve Kerr.
and I almost didn't put the episode out. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
I almost didn't. My friend, shout out to George Kreekis, who was helping me produce it at the beginning. He was like, Rick, it's really funny. Put it out. I was so embarrassed because I got so high and I was doing so many bits. We have done this many, many times, but this was like where I was newer to like learning about myself and how people received me. And like, I felt like I was behaving the way I did in high school. And
which is why people were so on board. They were like, wow, everyone has this in them still. And you were able to access it and be free with it and let it play. And I did the same thing. And we met in the middle on it.
I also look back on how I was received in high school and even later thereafter.
Gotcha. And
like, I was not liked more than I would have liked to have been.
Right.
And I embarrassed myself, or
Gotcha.
I didn't know I did. I was annoying people and bothering people, and I didn't know.
Gotcha.
And here I am now putting it out there for people to see, and it felt very, very vulnerable because it was like I'm almost like regressing.
Yeah.
But then I watched some of it, and it was really funny. And that was back when I was doing intros, and I made an intro saying, "Hey, I'm really embarrassed about putting this out." And the reason I did that was because I wanted to let people know that I know, hey, this might be too much, which is at least some level up from what I had. So the feeling I just had telling this story was like, oh, I'm kind of representing myself of like Rick in a way where I would have used to have been, which is how I used to would have behaved. Yeah. The only difference is this time I knew better, and I'm like, I'm being funny. I'm doing it anyway.
I think you were.
But yeah, I'm feeling myself getting a little embarrassed.
For somebody that knows you pretty well and has seen you in a lot of social situations and private, I watch you sleep on Google Earth. I think you have a good gauge of how to be, and take that with the utmost sincerity and confidence.
Thanks.
I've observed it. I know you've gotten better. I mean, look at you hosting the Independent Spirit Awards.
Yeah, look,
awesome. By the way,
cut to the. It was the Hollywood Critics Association or whatever it's called.
It doesn't matter.
But cut to the audience reaction shots of the table for the color purple. I'll send it to you. if you remember, ask me. With Fantasia being one of the people where I'm up there.
From American Idol?
Yeah, but she's Broadway and she's
cool.
Color Purple and she's a big star now.
I don't see color, but
you ever seen The Color Purple? Or are you saying 'cause she's black? Which one are you saying? I really don't know.
It's a choose your own adventure joke.
Okay, let's say you don't know that she's black. With a name like Fantasia, she's black or she's Mickey Mouse, sweetheart. Anyway, they are not enjoying me.
We'll be right back.
Yeah, they were not enjoying me.
Why?
I was doing a character piece up there, and it was building into something, and the beginning of it, before it was established, it was a little odd and uncomfortable by design.
Yeah.
And they were there to accept their award for a drama, and they were very serious. You know, award shows are very serious.
You should have walked down to them and gone, why so serious?
Yeah, I didn't know that they were until I watched back the reaction shots, and I made sure to put that one in.
Can you imagine if you had a whole bunch of Joker makeup and you just go, cut the next bit? They go, Rick, it's like a 3-minute thing. You have to be at there. Cut the bit. Get the makeup gal. Do a quick Joker makeup. I'm going to the Color Purple table.
I'm being on stage doing it, though, in front of everybody. They know it's coming.
Yeah. Let me ask you something.
Okay.
How do you handle confrontation? And I mean this. As I'm walking into the studio today, you have to call a number on the call box outside, and they buzz you in.
Yep.
There were 2 women that were walking up to the door, and they stopped. Let me finish. They're allowed.
Okay.
They walk up to the door, and they stand about 5-8 feet away, and they're finishing a conversation. I know that I've been in that position, and even though I feel like, I'm dressed like a softball coach that fucking yells at the kids a little bit too much, I'm right outside. I haven't pressed the number yet.
What? I'm confused. What position? Are they trying to come in too?
No, they're inside. I'm outside.
Oh, they don't.
So I didn't even give them. I walked up, but I go, there's 2 ways to do this. They see me. They know what I want. And
all guys want the same thing.
She comes
to get in.
She comes in. She opens the door, and I'm in. But I go, I'm not going to put that on them. They don't know me, and that's the actually appropriate human move is to like not put them in a situation to go like, we don't know you. So I dial the number, and I get buzzed, but they start walking towards the door, like right before I get buzzed, and then it buzzes, and she puts her hand on the door to like open it. And I felt myself start to go like, too late. And I caught myself, but I did get, and I went like that because in my head I was like, you don't get to do that. You don't get to do that. You didn't want to let me in. You saw me out there for a good 32 seconds. You saw me remember the number, find the thing. You know what I'm trying to get in.
After she opened the door, did she walk out?
She let the girl out, and then she stood in the doorway.
So she did need to open the door for something. There's a chance.
But she put her hand on the door. Let me open it, though. You didn't help? Let me open it.
I wouldn't. First of all, I don't see that as any type of confrontation. Second of all,
blood bubbling.
Yeah,
but it's been a blood bubble day. Bubble blood day. Bubble butt?
No, you said it right.
Okay.
I think that if you truly were not having expectations of her opening the door for you, which is what you said, it makes sense. You could understand that perspective. Then that's all there is to it. And maybe it was a coincidental timing. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe she felt uncomfortable because I didn't trust him, but now I should have. Whatever her reasoning is.
She felt bad.
That's really,
it's on me more or less on her. My blood did bubble, and I think to dilute the severity of the situation, I usually always go with jokes. I should have said,
too late.
You made my blood too late, and then I've been like, you made my blood bubble, bubble butt, bubble butt, and then just walked up, and then walked upstairs.
Too late would have been appropriate. It's too late.
I think, yeah, but she would have. But then, and I'm fine with doing that. I actually would have been fine with being like, too late, and then hearing her go like, excuse me,
or she would have laughed. You know, maybe you weren't really mad at her. Maybe you were mad at yourself for censoring yourself, and you blamed her for that. Because you were worried about you created a story that how she would respond. You're good. Analyze this. I don't think people remember
how good that movie is.
I think it's a top 10 comedy movie of all time.
Give me De Niro ordering broccoli cheddar soup at Panera.
You don't have to ask. Sometimes you ask me questions that you want to answer, and you set it up with impressions. I don't do impressions well, and I would love for you to do it.
I want to see you do it.
Say it again.
You're De Niro. I work at Panera. You're ordering broccoli cheddar soup.
Give me a De Niro so I remember, so I could try it. What does he sound like?
You
ordering broccoli cheddar soup. I order broccoli cheddar soup. I order broccoli cheddar soup. You order broccoli cheddar soup.
Yeah, see?
I order broccoli cheddar soup.
Now I'll give you Jason Statham coming out of the bathroom after blowing it up.
Like poop? Yeah. Or blowing it up? Because we've seen him blow up bathrooms the other way.
How about this? How about you be a customer?
Just you do it. You go.
You be a customer. You be a customer at Panera and go.
I'll be Robert De Niro in line at Panera. That was that bathroom. Okay. Could you get a broccoli cheddar soup? Oh.
Oh boy. Do not go in there.
That's Jim Carrey.
Just it's diarrhea everywhere.
What are you talking? What's going on here?
What's your favorite?
Sometimes you ask a question before you have the back half of it, right or wrong. Did you know what you were going to go with when you said what's your favorite?
No. And that's one of my best qualities. Halloween.
Favorite 2019.
Favorite candy you're most excited to eat and let yourself have a little.
When I was a kid, it was Kit Kats, and my dad's favorite were Nestle's Crunch. So I know he would just take my crunches. So it was my pleasure. He put a roof over my head. For a Halloween costume. I went as a child with good parents, and he just walked around with a roof over my head.
Funny.
Was it?
Sometimes parents take their kids' candy though, because they think they.
Yeah, my parents took my bar mitzvah money, and my mom will get on the phone right now.
And did what with it?
Dude, let's find out. She's saying she did. So here's the thing.
Where are we at time-wise, Tom? Great.
I remember I got the gifts. And a lot of them were envelopes because there's a lot of checks for $18. And
that's chai.
Yeah.
Which in Jewish is
not quite 20. And I
don't tell Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay.
That's the thing that you do. The things that you do. The things that I do. Ask a question before I have the back half. Agree, literally, and then just let it die.
Sure.
Oh!
So I went. I had my bar mitzvah, and then I went to look at, like, I want to open the envelopes and stuff. They were all opened. And my mom said, I just wanted to see what everybody gave you, which is fine. But then I never saw that money. And apparently it went to pay for my college, which I'm one of those kids whose parents pay for their college. So if that's the case, my parents pay for the college, and then the rest of it was from my bar mitzvah money, great.
How much could you have gotten that was truly going to contribute to that college fund?
That's the thing. I have no idea.
I bought a Super Nintendo with my bar mitzvah money.
I mean, that was $199.
Are you out of your mind? Denny's, look it up. 3 old ladies at a diner table. Pancakes, Grand Slam.
Out of your mind?
Yep.
Oh, my mom isn't answering. She must be too busy opening up my envelopes.
She must be depositing some more checks that aren't hers.
Anyway.
Are you excited for Halloween? You and Alvin going to dress up?
Probably not, but I am going to watch Hubie Halloween again. I feel like I just watched it, but I think it was last October.
Favorite Halloween movie?
Probably Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
Same?
It's pretty good. There's one with I do like the Full House Halloween, like the old sitcom Halloween.
Yeah, TV shows
episodes.
Sure.
Family Guy's got a good one.
You know what movie
Simpsons Halloween might be the best.
Well, the Hollywood the horror ones.
Yes.
No beer, no TV, make Homer something.
Yes.
Treehouse of Horrors. There's a movie that I haven't seen in a very long time that I loved when I was a kid that I think I want to watch soon, and I bet you remember this. Monster Squad.
So good. So good.
With the Universal Monsters?
Yes. Or Little Monsters with Howie Mandel and Fred Savage.
I could picture, because I had the Little Monsters doll.
Fred Savage, there were monsters under the bed.
Yeah.
And you finally went under the bed, and Howie Mandel's there.
I don't remember Howie Mandel.
Underrated movie. He's the main monster.
Yeah, I would rewatch that.
Let's pull it up. The candy part is getting crazier. To be a parent now. When we were growing up in the 90s, it was like, there might be razor blades in your Kit Kat. And it was like, all the parents were like, there's razor blades, there's a knife in your Butterfinger.
Yeah. Did you know that?
Never saw it, but heard about it. One kid came to school, with a fucking slice, and he was like,
why did he eat
M&Ms?
Why did he
and you're like,
eat M&Ms with the side of his eye?
We still don't know what Ben Gregory was up to.
I think something else happened.
But now, it's even crazier. Now the news is like, tonight at 7, is that caramel in your Twix or cum? We'll find out after an all-new Madam Secretary.
Is it ever cum?
This is why candy's different.
When is Madam Secretary over? Cut to then what happens after Madam Secretary? Hi, it's 7.
I'm Bill Swanson.
It was caramel. Sorry to do that to you.
Don't ask how I know. He looks right in the camera and goes, I'm fired, aren't I?
No, you just ate caramel.
Oh, yeah. But he did that.
Yeah, you had a little caramel in your mouth. Don't tell Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay. Didn't feel good, did it?
Honestly, it did nothing negative to me.
Great.
The okay, I don't mean it to shut you down. I just like, okay, and now you could continue on with whatever the bid is. And if it's just a throwaway, then it's over.
Favorite news blooper of all time?
The one that comes to mind, there's so many good ones. And this isn't even a blooper, but the what was it? Dynamite, what was it?
Oh, Boom Goes the Dynamite.
Yeah, Boom Goes the Dynamite was probably the one.
The lead up to it is great. He's so nervous, God bless him. Shoots the ball. Pass the ball, pass it to the man. Pass the man, and boom goes dynamite. and then you hear him go, I'm sorry.
What was the one? There was a weatherman one that's been going around. It goes around all the time, but where he realized he did something wrong. You know what I'm talking about already?
Yes, dude. Oh, I posted one actually a little bit
ago. And
he
starts laughing a lot. I love when people find out something and then they're into it instead of being embarrassed by it.
If I can find the one that yes, me too. If I can find the one that I posted, 2 minutes. If I can, we'll end on this. If I can find this one that I posted, news bloopers. I can't get enough, dude.
They're fun.
They're fun, and they're such quick hits, and they're just
it's also they're in like most people feel they're in a professional environment where like they can't even say penis.
Yes.
You know, and like when something happens and they get like, oh no. Anyway, what do you?
Well,
what's your favorite cereal?
Totally, dude. They never get out of it cleanly. It's always like, okay, I think I found it. Nope. My mom learns what a MILF is.
Your mom asked what a MILF is?
She learned what a MILF is.
Oh, I was going to say, did you just send her a mirror?
Wait, is this it?
Did you send your mom a mirror to look into?
Thank you. She'd appreciate that.
Oh yeah. Is that what the hat stands for? Mills?
Mom, I'd like the French kiss.
Milk.
Here we go.
More teens are having luck, finding summer jobs. More teens are having luck, finding summer jobs.
Yeah, it's good. I wouldn't put that in my top 20.
All right, Tom from MySpace.
Don't.
Thanks
People
for being
are
here,
gonna start calling me
guys.
Tom.
Rick Glassman.
Don't call me Tom from
Rick
MySpace.
Glassman
Everybody
here.
start calling
Everyone,
me Tom from
that's
MySpace
at Rick
now.
Glassman on podcast, Twitter, Facebook, Vasa, and take your shoes
Are you
off.
on Vasa?
It's, it's like you gotta do all the stuff now.
Yeah. It's like, I want to be a comedian, not a marketer.
Cut. Rick, we got the shot.
You got to let me go again. You have to understand something. It's really, if you just say yes, we're all set up for it. It will take 40 seconds. Just do it for me, please.
All right. Let's go again. And okay.
I want to be a comedian, but all of a sudden now what? I'm a marketer?
Cut. We got it.
Thanks for having me on your podcast. Is there anything you want to plug?
Christmas.
When does this come out?
Where's that from? Next week.
I will be at the Addison Improv in Dallas November 6th, the Houston Improv November 7th. I will be at Creek in the Cave November 8th.
Yes.
The next weekend, I will be in Seattle at Laughs Comedy Club November 15th and 16th. I will be in San Diego January 8th at the American Comedy Company. And then I have, right now, 10 cities. I got more coming for the first few months. Go to punchup.live/rickglassman to sign up to see when I will be in your city.
Guys, I can't recommend going to see Rick live enough. He's one of my best buds. He's one of the funniest dudes ever. His live show. You want to go see a show that is fun. You want your money's worth. You're getting your money's worth. You're going to see someone who's just starting to pop around and be out and about at the clubs and be the live show that you have seen on YouTube. Well, now you get to see it live. Go meet him live. He's fun. He'll give you a great moment. The show is different. It's exciting. Rick Glassman.
I would say you should plug your Cleveland show because you're doing 5 shows, but I guess it's already sold out.
Cleveland, thanks for being there. The shows were awesome. I appreciate it. Shout out to my boy Jerry Ferrara for coming through. Shout out to
is it already going to be over?
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to Cleveland this weekend?
Yeah. Shout out to Jerry Ferrara for coming out. Shout out to the Cleveland Indians for canceling the game, the Guardians, and coming out to the show. Shout out to the Dave Matthews Band for getting inducted into the Hall of Fame, and then coming to the show afterwards.
Did they induct themselves into it?
They get inducted. Julia Roberts is inducting them.
It's about time. I don't think she's inducted anybody in a while.
No. Hugh Grant into her chaotic life in Notting Hill.
She's kind of a bitch in that movie.
Is the caramel cum or candy?
We'll find
That
out.
was my Julia Roberts.
Oh.
I will be, you guys know this, I will be in Philly and D.C. for Dr. Phil Live October 25th and 26th. Those are sold out. November 15th at the Beacon has about 10 tickets left. December 6th in Arizona at Celebrity Theater is sold out. December 7th at San Diego Civic Theater. These are all Dr. Phil Live, sold out. But I do have Utah, Wise Guys, November 22nd and 23rd, almost sold out. Vegas, November 8th and 9th, Wise Guys, still tickets left. And then all the Dr. Phil live shows at AdamRayComedy.com, as well as stand-up shows all the way through 2025 and into 2029.
That's a joke?
Yeah, just up through 2025.
Right, because that's so far.
I'll take it from here, Rick. And we thank you for being here. Alvin, anything to add?
You would have, but you made him feel like you're
sleep.
taking it from here. So, yeah, he was just listening to your act. Oh, you little boy.
Whoa. Well, he can listen to my act live at Comedy on State in Madison, Wisconsin, October 29th and 30th. We added a show because the 2 on the 30th are sold out. I'll be at the Den October 31st and November 1st. Those are sold out. But I'll see you guys out there. Rick, I love you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Guys, we'll see you next time. Anything to add? I love cheese. Good night, everybody.